Tammy.
Yeah, how are you, Daryl?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better actually than what I have been, but
Yeah, how
got
things
some more here to
improved?
see you today. I've taken a step back at work. I've just
Fantastic.
was feeling some pressure there under the management side of things, and sent the boss a text and said it's really hard and that sacked me. I just wanted to leave, So
Oh wow.
and that's a text message I sent to her. Now I walked in the next day and we sat down and discussed it, and she said you've had a fair bit on your plate and you've probably been really hard on yourself, but she could understand. So I've gone back into a following role instead of a leading role.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, because I think last time we spoke that you said you think things were starting to get a bit stressful at work.
Oh, it was. It's really hard. It's amazing pressure,
Mm.
And,
Well, the hospitality business is full on, isn't it? When it's on, it's on, and then it's completely dull.
oh, that's right. Anyhow, I just went and spoke to her and said I just can't lead a team of people anymore. So she thought I'd been hard on myself, but they've put me into other roles now, which is good.
Okay.
So
And what made you make this decision?
just Ross had passed, and I was still coping with that, and I just wasn't sleeping before a Wednesday shift. I'd be up all night shifts a night, so I thought, fuck, I'm getting too old for this.
Right. Because I suppose when we're younger in hospitality, we strive for these bigger roles, and you finally achieve that goal, and not what you wanted after
No,
all.
I thought I'm just getting a bit older now, so I just need to just chill back a bit and
Okay.
just follow instead of leading.
You look happier when you talk about it.
Yeah.
Bit of a glow. Okay, so you know you've made the right decision.
Yeah.
And financially, any much difference?
No, I think I might be even better.
Right.
From permanent part-time to back to casual rate now, so
Oh,
we'll see what comes
fantastic.
out of it. So
So that's a pretty big change.
Yeah. So
Wow.
and then Ross passing, then I had to move house at the same time because they knew he was going to die. So he was 9 months in hospital, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh geez, got to find a place to live. Luckily I found a place, so it's really cool. But yeah, sort of miss the
Wow.
guy still.
So you've had quite a few things. You've had a massive change of work. Your flatmate, best friend's passed. Was that 6 weeks now?
It's probably going to be about 3 months. Yeah.
Okay.
The time just sort of gets really funny.
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen you for a few weeks.
Mm.
Okay, and what else has changed? Or
Yeah, well, I was sent lady in Stanthorpe, and
okay.
we hadn't seen each other for a while. We both get busy, and I guess she got into a position where she was there just working, wasn't missing me and her daughter, and said, you don't love Daryl. And she goes, no, I don't. So she let me go. So she just said it was a love on way and wasn't being reciprocated back. So I accept
wow.
that.
Okay, that must have been upsetting.
Yeah.
Bit of a shock.
Yeah.
So you had a few ups and downs last couple of weeks.
Yeah. So, but
Quite a few things happened in one time. Moving house, friend passing, this love interest sort of evaporating, I guess. And what about you? Is it evaporated for you? Are you still interested in her?
I know I am, but I know it's not possible. Now lives are just gone different ways now, so it's time to let go. So, and I have. So yeah.
Wow, so quite a few changes.
Yeah.
What do you think's initiated all these changes? Ross passing or something else?
I don't know. I guess just didn't like the fact he was gone, but had to realise that he has, So it's been hard.
And how has Ross affected your spiritual beliefs, your religious beliefs? with him passing, how have you?
Oh, he and I definitely knew that there's things out there and there's messages come through, and actually talking to the spiritualist church.
Okay,
once,
so
and,
he came.
He came, yeah, he enjoyed it. And we always talked about that life after death stuff, and I think he's there behind me, and that's probably, I know there's some messages coming through, and that's probably why I haven't been to the spiritualist church for a while. I'm just probably scared of what could be said. So
Okay.
I'm scared of what could be said, but hearing positive words from him.
Right. So it'd be nice maybe to get some messages from him. Or
So but anyhow, look, I'm feeling like I can move forward, because I just ring that guy every day for 9 months, and I miss doing that. But
it's a special kind of friendship, isn't it?
so I just got to replace now with checking on other friends, and I just got to just move forward. I think I'm taking a big step with work first, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's quite a few positives. So changes at work, changes in your home life. That was definitely a big move. And you seem happy about your new place.
Yeah, love it. Well, it's a great place. Yeah, it's really cool.
Fantastic. So there's a few positives there. Change in relationship, maybe not so positive, but you seem to be right coping with that.
Just see what happens there.
So what's brought you in today?
Just probably
How
next
can I
step.
help?
Next step. What more could I do to control it? Where I'm going? How do I used to write things down a lot. Maybe I should do that.
Okay. So you feel like you need some direction in your life?
Probably little goal setting, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's probably what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and what sort of things could we add to this goal list?
Well, probably financial, just make sure I've got
Yeah.
some income coming in. Just personal development of myself, liking myself again. Yeah, that's probably a myriad of things. Just put it all together.
Okay. And your TV program 4350, that's part of your goals, and how's that going?
Yeah, good. I've got it all set up in the studio at home and get out and about and just try and keep busy there, getting into community.
Fantastic. Yeah, I've always, been quite appreciative or happy that you participate in community the way you do. It's you should be proud of yourself. It's an amazing achievement. A lot of people don't give back at all, especially the community, but they might with schools and stuff when the kids are little, but you're at your events and you record and tell people what's going on and inform them immediately on Facebook, which is pretty amazing these days. So communication's pretty straight up.
It gives me a warm fuzzy doing that sort of stuff, so that's good.
Okay, so would that be one of your goals, maybe participating a bit more? And I know we spoke last time that you sort of been feeling a bit down and maybe just, need time out. And do you feel like maybe you could start participating a bit more?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Just done that the weekend just gone, so I've got a fair bit to do. Clean it all together now, so yeah, that's great. It's good. So,
okay, again, you look like your eyes light up when you talk about it.
That's good.
Okay, so what about, we talked about church, so have you got maybe that on your list of goals? Maybe going back to...
It's in my mind, and I just feel there's a barrier there at the moment. I've got to get through that barrier and get up there to the spiritualist church up there and just see what maybe is coming through, because there's something coming through, I know.
So are you worried that you might get some message from the spiritualist church?
No, from Ross, I'm thinking.
And why is that a stress, if you don't mind me asking? It seems like a positive.
Yeah, he can certainly tell you when he doesn't like what you're doing, but he's a good guy, hey. Only had one for that, wouldn't he? Yeah. So So yeah, but maybe that's another thing to go to church and through that barrier.
Okay. So, this positive message, what do you think that would mean? I mean, I know that, you know, you're part of the Spiritualist Church and you have other beliefs, and you were brought up Catholic, was it?
That's right, yeah.
Right, so that's a big jump from being Catholic to Spiritualist, and then believing that your friend's passing has a positive message that frightens you, though. That's
strange, isn't it? Bizarre.
Yeah, explain. What is that about?
He'd probably be cranky at you in a positive way, and I can't explain it. Just
because you're not living the full expectations of him, or did he have?
Yeah, sometimes I feel like he said kick you up the butt and get you moving. So
Okay, so he wants to encourage you.
Yeah.
So he was, as much as you were there for him, he was there for you as well.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So that's what you're worried that he might give you a kick up the pants message. Get back to your community, get back to your church. Okay, that's an interesting opinion of what's going to happen. Alright, so you've made big changes at work, and you started to get back into your community work. What else has been happening that's brought you in today?
I just probably drinking too much, but
Okay.
get that a bit under control. Yeah.
We've talked about that before. Has it become an issue again?
It sort of sneaks its head up, so.
And how does that sort of happen? What sort of
Probably just
scenario?
sort of triggers around me, and alcohol. Just there. I'm okay if it's not in the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
But, seems to stay in the fridge though. Yeah. So I've got to just stop having it at home.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you see the problem, you identified the solution, now we've just got to enforce the solution. And you're right, you do work in the hospitality industry, so it's around you, people are having fun, people are relaxing, and you know, why not have a drink when you come home?
Yeah.
But then I suppose it becomes the issue, doesn't it?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So I've got messages on the fridge, first thing in the morning, drink water, refresh through the day, avoid alcohol. I've got a list of stuff in the fridge, so trying to do that. Yeah.
That's some really good positive plans you've got in place. That's fantastic. Okay, so you talked about wanting to set new goals and new experiences. So what else? I mean, COVID's sort of taken a few experiences out of our life, but there's a few things we could do in Australia, I guess. Maybe travel, or what other goals could we set today?
I've got a cruise booked actually, so that's coming up.
Okay.
So yeah, that's if we're allowed to cruise, so in November, so
that's a fair bit away, so that's good enough.
Yeah, we just think I might just jump on a bus somewhere and disappear for a weekend and then come back. Just some me time, I guess,
Okay.
Yeah.
So me time's being important at the moment. I suppose it hasn't been long with Ross's death, so I suppose maybe you've been going through a bit of a grief process. Maybe just need that's part of the me time as well, just to process that he's left, and then it's quite a substantial battle with cancer that he had. How many years was it?
He had that in his body for about 4 years, I reckon.
4 years, and you guys lived together for 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. The last 9 months he wasn't there, so just months.
Just phone calls daily.
Yeah.
So he's been quite a big part of your life.
So missing.
Yeah, so a bit of time out. Maybe go for a walk on the beach, mountains. So would you maybe connect with nature or the universe or your religion while you're doing that?
Possibly.
Okay, maybe that could be part of your goals, and maybe talk to nature. And so work seems to be settling down.
No, it's great now. It's just so much better. It's like the weight's
possessed you to make this change?
Just everything around me that was happening. So that was, and the phone was just ringing in the pocket all the time. I wouldn't sleep on a Tuesday night before Wednesday shift, and knowing that I've had that full on day, and yeah, I was just tired of leaving. I just need to follow, and it feels better actually.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels good.
You look lighter, you look happier.
Oh,
Yeah, you can
That's
talk
good.
about your smile, and so that's nice. You've clearly made a difference in your choice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And but you still like the industry? You're happy in hospitality?
That's what I've always done. Love it. So yeah, it's good.
People person.
People person. That's right.
Mm.
So yeah, so I'm just looking at that sort of scenario, get more out and about, and make out that I'm everywhere, and get some quality stuff on film and edit it and get it out there. Yeah, and just enjoy life, I guess. Stop running in circles around the employees. Why am I trying to beat myself up at 57? So yeah, so that it's better now.
Okay, 57. So maybe that's one of the reasons you've made this big change.
It's getting close to 60, so yeah. So
Okay.
so I thought, well, better do that. So yeah, so I just want to follow. Yeah. So it feels better.
Have you thoughts on what 60 looks like?
No, it's just another decade, I guess.
Okay.
But being 40, 50, getting close to that 60 age, so I'm just trying to pull it back. So yeah, 57.
Right. And what goals could we set for them for maybe 60? Any adventures that you'd like to plan? I mean, a cruise is fantastic.
Yeah, maybe that's another thought. Try and get where I want to be where I want to be at 60. Yeah. So,
what would that look like? Or what would it feel like emotionally?
At 60?
Yeah, it's a
don't
big
know.
number, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, it is a big number. Yeah. So.
Well, it's over half a lifespan.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe I should look at that sort of angle where what's it going to look like at 60. That's a good question. So.
Okay, so things have got better at work. You see, maybe there's an issue with drinking at the moment. Do you think that might be connected with overworking and Ross's death? Bit of a trigger at the moment.
Yeah. So.
Okay, that's really a survival mechanism, isn't it, for you to maybe retreat back to drinking when things are stressful?
Just don't have it at home. Just keep it out of the fridge.
Yeah. Okay.
That's probably where it's the biggest issue. So yeah.
Okay, so you've identified where the issue is and the weak point, and if it's not in the house, then it's easier for you, easier choices.
That's one of the programs I've been reading. You just do that. So yeah.
Okay. And what program? What have you
It's
tried?
one it's Lifeline put out on an app, so it just gives you tips each day. So yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So take that on board.
Yeah.
Got the goals on the fridge.
Okay.
Water first thing in the morning. Water through the day. Avoid alcohol. Yes, I've got the list. Yeah. So it's just keeps in my face. So, yeah.
Okay, so there's some proactive goals and plans set in place. That's really good. And you're also positive about the experience, and because I think it's good to just forgive ourselves sometimes when we, fall short or whatever. But you've really taken it by control, and
Bite-sized pieces. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Great program set in place. All right, so and things are going well with your show. You said you had a bit of a dark time for a couple of weeks
Probably
there.
just lost a bit of creativity, so
Okay.
just try to be a bit more creative now and think and plan.
So would that maybe with you running programs or advertising?
Yeah,
More
advertise
for
businesses. And,
companies, okay.
Yeah, so got a plan and angle that way, but yeah. So get that up and running again. My brand, yeah.
It's quite a passion for you, isn't it?
Yes, it's my brand.
It's really exciting that you have different aspects of your life. You know, you've got the Spiritus Church work, your own business that you've basically produced. It's well done. Really proud of yourself, all those achievements. So there are a few things that people haven't done by the time they're 60. You know, they're pretty exciting. Have you got any other big plans that, like a TV show, sort of something completely different?
In the throes of putting some branding dazzes everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, just
Something new coming
something
up?
got created in my head and yeah, try to get that out.
Okay. So there's your art side of things, and you got your religion. So what about love interests? Things seem a little bit sad with this lady. Have you given up on love, or are you gonna?
No, I'm still looking. So
Okay.
did the Tinder thing for a couple of nights, closed it down. Did pop, plenty of fish.
Oh yeah.
By the POF they call it. Yeah, it's only stayed on there for a week, hopeless, but anything, nothing else. So.
Okay. So
I'm just getting to like me again. So.
I like that. Getting to like you. That's nice. Here's a question. If all those things that you came to me today, you know, different stresses, sadnesses, Ross, I suppose, relationship issues, maybe, you know, anxiety about the spirituals church. If all these things somehow a miracle occurred and all the issues disappeared, what would that look like if you were to see it in your future?
It'd be like utopia. It would be just carefree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
Carefree.
It'd just be wonderful if all that was just solved and it's just smooth sailing.
That's really nice. So maybe it would look like a calm day at work where everyone's friendly, everyone's nice and happy, everyone gets their orders, no one's cranky, no complaints. What would a relationship look like?
Probably be still his place, her place, and
Okay.
yeah,
You'd like to have someone that had their own space?
Yeah.
What else?
Just being carefree, just no dramas.
Just easy sailing relationship. Yeah. And intimacy? Them, you know, being in love, or would you like a little bit more disconnection, or what sort of?
A little bit more love, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm a loving person, so.
So hugs and cuddle time,
Yeah.
spent at home, maybe weekends away.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
What else? You tell me.
time for yourself as well. Make time for yourself every day.
Okay, so I just see a bit of resistance there. So I'm sort of saying a proper relationship, you're like, step away, separate houses, a bit more intimacy. Okay, but not all the time. So what is that? So I know you were seeing that woman in Stanthorpe. That's quite a distance physically, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
What's that, an hour and a half drive?
Yeah, 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours drive to
Yeah.
4 hours to see her and come back.
Oh no, I'd say.
In
no,
general,
you know,
yeah. So
such a
venture
time
over
there,
there.
so.
Okay.
So yeah, that's
So physically, that's quite a bit of a distance in a relationship. So when I was saying different houses, you're definitely separate there, quiet time each. So how much relationship would you like?
That's a good question.
Because most people, well, you know, just want the living together, having their time together. That's not something you're really after, is it?
It's like freedom and space and then intimacy. Yeah, it's possible.
So maybe a new adventure, a new form of relationship, not what your parents had, not, you know, like the Catholic church, stay together, married forever. Okay, so you believe it's possible to have separate house, separate relationship, means separate times, and still continue a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wouldn't put as much distance on that anymore, but
Maybe 5 to 20 minutes drive. Okay, so that's an interesting goal, isn't it? Actually seeing that. And how would that feel?
you feel good.
Yeah? Sort of time away, safe, still have your intimate time, but your own space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they're glowing you then.
Yeah.
So just not the normal brother-mill relationship, but everyone's living together in the same house and okay. And would you spend time at different places overnight?
Oh yeah.
A couple of nights a week, or what would you say?
That'd be sort of the idea, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's an interesting goal to put out there, and I think once you sort of see what you want, it's easier to find, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've solved problems at work. So, with the drinking, what would you say if a miracle happened? How would that feel?
It'd feel pretty good. I know I'd feel healthier in the morning, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so-
health-wise, you'd feel energetic, fulfilled.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
And financially, I suppose.
Finances were good. So.
No, I mean, if you weren't drinking, that would
Oh
be an
yeah.
improvement.
Yeah.
What else? What would it feel like with not drinking in your life?
It would be hard, but yeah, I think I could do it. Yeah. Probably still tipple every so often. So yeah.
So it's an interesting question, isn't it? If a miracle happened, what it would feel like? Because we can see it on our head, but feeling and emotions are a bit different. So maybe you'd feel free from it. Maybe you'd feel, I don't know, maybe unlocked. That desire wasn't there, or I don't know. You tell me. How do you think you'd feel if that urge wasn't there? You just woke up the next day and there was no need to want to drink. Maybe relief.
Yeah, because I could see how it taken over my dad's life and took him away early. So yeah.
And how old was he?
He was 72.
Okay, 72. So that's another
78 years. No, he was 78. No, it was 72, yeah.
So he had quite an issue with alcohol. Yeah, it's an interesting question, isn't it? You know, just how you'd feel if things changed. Okay, and let's try it with the spiritual church. If things changed and a miracle happened, what would it be like to just rock up there and no stress, Sunday out morning?
Feel good.
Yeah, relief, or
Relief,
what would
yeah.
those emotions be?
Yeah, relief, yeah.
Okay, and you got your answer from your deceased friend. How would that feel?
Feel brilliant, be great.
Yeah. Not having an emotion of anxiety attached, just being there, present. And you mentioned they have lunch afterwards as well. So, you know, would you go to lunch afterwards and buy a big salad or something healthy? And I suppose even being out of the house, you maybe, you know, with spiritualists wouldn't have a glass of wine at lunch with them. So that's keeping the sobriety longer, isn't it?
So,
Waking up well and going to church, having lunch, maybe getting your messages from your, what the ghost, I suppose you call them, do you? Spirits.
Spirit.
Okay, so that would give a positive spin to your day,
Yeah.
maybe for your week. I see a bit of a glow when we talk about it. Yeah, I think sometimes we forget the things that bring us joy. Get so wrapped up in life and normal day life.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, it's a bit interesting question to ask. So, basically the question was, what issues brought you in?
Mm-hmm.
So I think today we're more focusing on, making goals for the
Mhm.
future and seeing them through, and then maybe focusing on what we're going to do with becoming 60 soon.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a new love interest we could talk about next week, and how we can start finding what sort of relationship you actually want.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Any other sort of things you'd like to talk about before we close?
No, I think I'll take bite-sized pieces and go with that. So.
Fantastic. So yeah, so you've done extremely good changing your outlook on work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was pretty amazing to speak to your boss and make such a big change, and financially to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be okay, yeah.
So that's pretty,
So.
Successful goal there. And then with Ross's death, you seem to have gone through the grief cycle a little bit there, and
Yes.
coming out the end, had a few dark spots, but
Just if I can't ring him, I'll ring a friend and just check on that. So yeah.
that's a great
Yeah.
plan.
Yeah.
What else? So then there's the goal to maybe start going back to Spirituals Church and be part of their community and go to lunch.
Yeah.
Reconnecting with your passion, TV, Toowoomba, 4350. This is more than just a postcode. It's fantastic. So again, your face just lights up. I love that you've created this little company and nurture it, and like anything, we all need to keep going with our things and be part of communities. Seems to be your
Passion.
passion.
Yes.
A great word. Fantastic. All right. Well, things are going well. We've put a few plans in there, so maybe we'll catch up again in 2 weeks'
I'd love to.
time.
That'd be great.
And see how things have improved and see what's going on.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for your
Daryl.
time, Tammy.
Okay, bye.
Bye.